room full of skeptical eyes boring into you makes your knees buckle and your heart pound. I remember a speaker at a big industry event pooling the sweat from his face at the chin and the drops making a drum beat on the podium microphone. He was obviously dying up there on stage. When we know what we are doing, nerves are never a worry, but most people have no clue what they are doing. What can we do about it? Welcome back to this weekly edition every Monday of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy and president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan, two-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery and Japan Business Mastery. We are bringing the show to you from our High Performance Center here in Akasaka, in Minato-ku, the business center of Tokyo. Why the cutting edge? In this show, we are looking for the critical areas for success in business in Japan. We are wanting to help advance everyone's thinking so that we can all be at the forefront, at the cutting edge on how to flourish here in this market. This is episode number 139, and we are talking about nerves need not nobble you or your presentations. So let's get going. Speaking in front of others makes many people tongue-tied, nervous. They struggle to get through a simple presentation internally in front of their colleagues. A public audience is something they would flee from, screaming and waving their hands in the air. Why is that? We all learn how to talk. The presentation is just a talk. So what's the big deal? Yet it is a barrier to many people who have to navigate this impediment to move up through their careers. If you're in front of a number of the big bosses and you can't make a competent presentation, kiss your career aspirations goodbye, baby. This is surely going to be very little chance that they're going to put you in charge of others. So if you like what you are doing today, that'll be just fine, because you will stay where you are right now for a long, long time. If it is just talking, why do we have such tremor at the prospect? Most of us can talk to our friends, family, colleagues without any problem. In a presentation, though, the stakes are raised. We are on show. We are singled out for attention, scrutiny, and investigation. We become very internally focused. We are oblivious to our audience because all of our attention is on ourselves. All of the pressure is on us too. And it is coming from within ourselves. Our self-talk is usually bad. Our self-regard goes negative too. We become plagued with self-doubt and memories of failures, shortcomings, inadequacies, and scalding derision. Our current playbook is drawing on our failures from the past, not from our potential or even the small successes we have had. We go to grand scale immediately on the negative and obliterate the good bits from our memory. We recall that school play when we forgot our lines and everyone laughed at us. The time at university when our class presentation of our research paper was scoffed at and belittled by some of our bolshy classmates. That time in the results meeting when the big boss berated us for our presentation skill deficit. We are operating from a sense of scarcity of ability rather than an abundance of opportunity. We have to switch these ideas around. Fine, buddy boy, but if I could do that, I would have done it already. That is too true. And the reason you haven't done anything better to date is because you don't have any worthwhile information on what you can and should be doing. When we don't know how to do something, we tend to shy away from it. We do this to protect our public image and our ego. Find out more when we come back from the break. If you want to become a fully competent and confident presenter, then do the High Impact Presentations course. We are all being judged when we speak, be it in the internal team meeting or in a public environment, be it the big bosses, clients, or an industry audience. Everyone is evaluating us. Don't blow it. Get the best training on the planet. Do the High Impact Presentations course now in either Japanese or English. Are you doing business with Japan? Do you really know how things work? Japan Business Mastery provides the answers. Do you have the right networks and know how to create them? Do you know how to get on the same wavelength with Japanese buyers? Do you know what being trustworthy looks like from the Japanese perspective? Japan Business Mastery is based on more than 30 years' experience in Japan and will become your go-to guide. Want to succeed in Japan? Buy Japan Business Mastery now. Welcome back. So we have placed ourselves in an internal contradiction where our fear drives our behaviour, which never ends the fear. We need to recognise that cycle and be determined to break it. The brilliant thing today is that we are awash with so much information on how to give presentations. Shelves groan under the weight of worthy tomes on the subject. YouTube is bursting to the seams with instructional videos. Podcasts are plenty, provide hints and tips. TED Talks are readily available to see what others are doing and at a high level. Once upon a time, you had to be in the room or specifically connected to see the best in action. But today, you are just a few clicks away from free access. Start by studying. Learn the basics by attending entry-level presentation courses. Switch your thinking about how to prepare for talks by focusing on your rehearsal and not just your slide materials. Leave your ego at the door and volunteer at every opportunity to present. Repetition is needed, and after doing just 5 presentations, you will feel a lot more comfortable than you did for the first. After 20, you'll be relaxed. After 50, you'll be enjoying it. After 500, you'll be in the top ranks of presenters. When you know how to properly structure your talk, you can relax and just help the audience navigate through it. You will have the slides to support you, which are visual markers as to what comes next. Don't try to memorize the content or you'll blow yourself up. I saw this with a speaker visiting from the USA. She had a grand resume. Was doing quite well, but she made the fatal error of trying to remember what she wanted to say for every slide, rather than just talking us through what was the point of the slide. She lost control of her breathing because of her mounting, self-imposed pressure, and actually had to stop the presentation. She eventually completed the task, but she was a mess at the end. Her credibility was torched. Fear of public speaking is often a product of ignorance of what to do, fueled by wishful thinking that you don't need to do anything special like studying the subject. When you get good information and apply it, then the fear fades. And with practice comes skill. I know about this. I avoided speaking for decades because of my terror and fear. I finished my first public speech in 1983 in 8 minutes. Unfortunately, it was supposed to go for 25 minutes. Today I've delivered over 500 public speeches and now teach people how to give presentations. The difference came about because I decided to study about how to do it, volunteered to give talks at every chance, got proper training from experts, and put myself out there and had a go. The nerves piece disappeared once I slipped my attention from myself to focus entirely on my audience. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show is here to help you succeed in Japan. Subscribe on YouTube, share with your family, friends, and colleagues. Become a regular. Thank you for watching this episode, and remember to hit the subscribe button. Our website details are on screen now, enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. It's awesome value, so check it out. Please leave me some feedback on YouTube. I would love to know how this show has helped and what other topics you are interested in for me to cover. Remember, I'm here as a free resource to help you, so just tell me how I can help you best. You might also enjoy my other weekly shows. For podcasts, Mondays for the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast, Tuesdays for the Presentations Japan series, Wednesdays for the Sales Japan series, and Thursdays for the Leadership Japan series, and Fridays for the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. You get these wherever you normally get your podcasts. Also, on Fridays, I release my other TV show, the Japan Business Mastery Show, and I do that on YouTube. In episode 140, we are talking about real-world business negotiating. Find out more about that next week. So, yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. Please join me for the next episode of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. We are here to help you. We've only got one direction in mind for you and your business, and that is up.